Happy Monday. Welcome. Welcome back to Freedom Algo. Appreciate everyone for being here. Sorry, I'm just moving my mic. All right. Let me see. Let me know in the chat. How was your weekend? How's your day going? All right. Sorry, I had to adjust that. Everyone hearing it okay? Just want to make sure the sound is good. Had some mishaps with the office. Had to rearrange a few things. Had a big power outage last week, so I didn't stream on Friday. Big storms in my area. So I'm going to wait for everyone to hop in before I start getting into the price action. But I just want to take a second here to zoom out, chart things out a bit. You can see that we have a gap on the chart. I'm going to zoom out a bit just so you can see. This is where we closed last week. Gapped up. And we'll see what happens. You know, we haven't filled this gap yet. Probably will at some point. Daryl, good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Is it sounding all right, everybody? Want to make sure, just because like I said, I had to move some stuff around. I had a major power outage this last week. Basically, I lost power on Tuesday night, and I didn't get power back until Saturday night. And then I didn't get internet back. Or no, I got power back on Friday night is what it was. But I didn't get the internet back until Saturday afternoon. And so I had my generator going and stuff, but there was no internet or anything. So I couldn't trade on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because I was focused on maintaining my fires, wood stove, fireplace, all that. Trying to keep the house warm because it was cold. And we had no power. So I was pretty much busy with that. John, good to have you here. All right. Yeah, we had a major windstorm in my area. There was 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and there was like flooding and all kinds of stuff. So it was pretty wild. All right, so this is what I see. I see a sort of a range. At least that's how I looked at it early. You can kind of see like this micro range in the middle, but then it broke higher here. I didn't measure the legs, but probably a measured. It looks like a measured move. Pretty close to one leg up and then another leg up here. And we might see that. It's kind of a weird one, to be honest with you, the way that this thing breaks here. So we'll see what it does when it comes back to this level. But basically, you have an up channel, a close outside, a new high, and then a reversal. Now, in the pre-market, you had this uptrend here that was working higher. And there is a new low right here. This is kind of hard to see if you're not like experienced in price action. But basically, each one of these lows here is getting higher. So this is a higher low. This is a higher low. This is basically a higher low. It's almost equal to that one. But then this is a lower low than this one. So when that happens, and this low is also lower than this one. So when that happens, this is a new low in the move, right? Because you have a first entry, second entry short, and then it goes lower. So this is a new low. So from here, you actually have a first entry short, second entry short failure. Now, this is off the trend line, so it's a continuation pattern. And Jarvis, good to have you. So this is a good continuation pattern, but it's risky because you have this bearish bar. You just pushed up to these highs. You don't know for sure that this channel is going to hold. You're not making your way to the highs of the channel here. You're just like rejecting off the midline. So it's not looking super convincing, but if you took that failure, you would have had a winner. I think that the better move would have been to wait and see if you get like a higher low second entry long there off the trend line, but you didn't get one. So I think you just have to kind of, you know, decide what your risk is going to be. I don't think it's a great setup, but it's okay. Mugwort, good to have you, fam. Welcome. Haven't seen your name in the chat before, but welcome. Appreciate you. So then we come up, we get a close outside, move to a new high. So now the uptrend is played out. And then we reject. Now when we reject here, hold on, this moved on me. What we have is actually a down channel, close outside. Don't have a new low yet on this down channel. So we're expecting a new low. Now we get a first entry long, then it breaks lower and makes a new low, and we get a second entry long. That fails. Now, the thing is here, it is a second entry long below the EMA. So you are expecting a possible failure there. The challenge here is that we just made a close outside new low. So you could draw this down channel, and even if you drew it tighter, like even if you drew it, you know, something like this, it looks like a right off the channel, like we got room to the lows. It looks like it's going to be a failure, but it's not guaranteed, right? It's not guaranteed. It's just okay. So I think that you really, you know, if you want to take your chances there, there's a possibility. It does, the uptrend has played out. We're probably going lower here. So there's some reasons to like it. I didn't like either of those, and I didn't take either of those. But I marked them just to talk about them just because they are there. We get a new low here. Close outside, another new low. Depending on how you looked at this. But downtrend is played out. And then we bounce here. And we form this up channel. We get a close outside here. We're testing this level. We reject. And then you do get another one of those first entry, second entry long failures. But I don't think that you want to take the failure there. It kind of forms like basically above the EMA. But then you do get this one. And this is the trade that I took. You have a first entry, second entry short, lower high, second entry short. Down channel is still in play. It's right off the EMA and the down channel. Really bearish bar. It's not a big bar. It's only 9 ticks. So you get that one with an 11 tick stop loss. Easy trade. Fills the scalp. And I took my runner almost exactly at the low of this candle. Because I saw this low here. And I thought we might bounce. So I had my limit order just sitting there. And I took the runner off right there. It went a little bit lower, but I'm glad that I did that because that's, you know, I wouldn't have gotten much more anyway. And I was thinking that we were going to bounce there because we had bounced here. You know, I just was thinking we're probably going to bounce there because it was looking like we might have a wider range. And this was an area of congestion early back in this zone. So then we form a little up channel. We get a first entry, second entry short failure, but I don't think you're looking for a failure there. First entry here, nothing there, nothing there. You get a first entry, second entry long here, but it's below this level, and you don't have room to it. So I don't think you can take it. The down channel's still in play. It's not a good setup. There is a higher low here, but again, I don't think it's a good setup. It runs up, and then you get this close outside. This one, I'll mark it. I think this is risky, but you could argue that there's a triple test here. I went back and forth on whether to mark this. I would call this like a C+ trade. It's not an A+, and it's definitely not even a B+. It's probably a C+. The bar is not very big, though. It's only 6 ticks. So you get that one with an 8-tick stop loss. So it's not that risky. It is kind of a triple test of this level. We tested it there, here, you know, here, and then here again. So and it is a close outside of this up channel. So it might give you a scalp. I think it's a little risky, though, so I didn't take it. It goes higher, and then this might be its own up channel because it looks like a close outside move to a new high, but it went so aggressive that I drew a little bit of a wider channel as a possibility. And we might get a new high on this one, but that might have just been it. It might have just been this channel, close outside, new high. It does look like 2 legs already. You measure this. To me, it looks like, yeah, it's basically exactly a 2-legged move and then reversal. So we'll see if it continues here. Now, it is holding at this level that was our previous range high. So that's interesting. We get a bounce here and then another bounce here. So that's interesting. But I think we got to be patient here and wait and see what happens. So let me know in the chat what you think. How does that look to you? Did you see it the same way? Is there any other questions, or is there any spots that you saw that you want to go over? Let me know in the chat. All right, so let me know. How did you see it? Were those the spots that you saw the setups? Is there any other spots that you want to talk about? Let me know based on the timestamps. I'm in Pacific time, so it's always helpful if you say the timestamp in Pacific time. So like, for example, this low is at 7:37 for me. Or just specify your time zone and I can make sure to convert it because it gets confusing otherwise. Quiet group today. It's a little slow right now, and that's gonna happen with the holidays. I'm not gonna trade much this week. I mean, I'm gonna trade tomorrow, and I'll be doing my call tomorrow with the school community. Today we have the Freedom Collective school call. Let me see if I can show you. Trying to pull it up. So let's see. Yeah, calendar. You can see the schedule. So I'll be doing the Freedom Collective call today for people who've been in the school community for over 90 days. Tomorrow we'll have our Zoom call where we go over the price action. I'm not going to bother trading on Christmas Eve, Christmas, or the day after. I'm just going to take those days off. And then next week, I'm not going to bother with New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But I will be streaming the other days. So I will be streaming on the 29th, and I'll be streaming on January 2nd. And I'll also be doing the school call on Tuesday the 30th. And then next month, it's just normal. But that's just how it is right now because of the way the schedule is. If anybody wants to learn more, it's in the chat. It's in the description. Freedom Algo School Community. You can do a 7-day free trial. There's a new video that I put up, I think at the beginning of last week, just going over current setup and how it all works. Just a little updated version. It's a 7-day free trial, so check it out. It's all there. All right, let's see. So we'll see if this level wants to hold here. Otherwise, we might have a bigger range. Can draw a slightly wider down channel here. See if it fits. Not the most convincing, but I'll draw it as a possibility. Not very steep channel. It's very flat, so it's not very convincing, but I'm going to put it on here just in case so that we can monitor it. Whew. Excuse me. Woo. Well, the good news is it's the day after winter solstice, so the days start getting longer. So we like that. All right, let me know if you got questions. All right, we are holding above this level, so we'll see if it wants to continue here. All right, interesting. It's kind of a triple test, but you don't take those with the lower lows there. Down channel's still in play, so we got to be careful. All right. Hey, give me a second, everybody. I got to step away for just a second. All right, I'm back, everybody. I'm back. What up? All right, so this down channel appears to still be in play. Doesn't look like it's going to hold above this level, but we don't know yet. If it breaks down, we got to consider that either the range high is higher, or that this is just a failed breakout. So we'll put a level up here. There'll be a level to stay aware of for this high. And we'll see what happens. It's kind of a weak channel. ATR is pretty low. Whenever the ATR starts to drop below a 2, starts to become like less ideal for taking trades. It was higher earlier. To be expected. Tomorrow might be pretty slow in the market, but we'll see. But not too much else to say. I don't have too much else to say, so I'm just going to hang here, see if anybody has questions. We'll wait a little bit here, see. How about 740? All right, let's take a look. Somewhere over here. Yeah, so the reason I didn't like this one was because this down channel. So it's debatable. I actually mentioned this one earlier when I got to this spot. You have a first entry long, second entry long that looks like a failed breakout. And then, yes, you get this equal low, which you could treat as a higher low, and it's back inside this level. So it does look like a higher low after a failed breakout. It does look like a higher low after a second entry long. This was a steep move down. So it's just a little bit of risk because you just broke down and you don't have a new low made on this down channel. So I don't think it's super reliable. You could easily end up with like a little move up here and a second entry short that actually dumps down to a new low. So I just think it was a little bit too risky for me because the channel hadn't played out and it was so steep. I mean, you could argue for it, I guess. You could. But I would call this like a C, level C setup. Like it's not very good in my opinion. We can mark it. It's a higher low after a failed break and after second entry long. It's basically both of those things. So there's some reasons to like it, but I didn't love it. That's why I mentioned it briefly, but I didn't mark it. Like, I'm not usually going to take that trade. I just think it's too risky. As you can see, though, it did pay off. So, I mean, if you did take it, congrats. The only really good setup today was this one. The other ones were all kind of mediocre. Yellow arrow. Alright, it does look like this down channel is basically done. It's not even a convincing down channel, to be fair. I mean, you could even argue that it's... Yeah, you could argue that it's already done. But I don't know. It's just, it's not very convincing. Sometimes when you have a higher low, you want to be mindful of the angle of the trend line here as a possibility. We could draw it from the low or from the higher low and see what fits better. When you don't have a lot of candles, that's how you can kind of start. Trying to make some tea real quick, so I might walk away in a second just to make sure the hot water is ready. So if you got questions, drop them in the chat. All right, I'll be back in a sec. All right, sorry about that, everybody. All right. Yeah, this looks steeper to me. So I'm going to keep this off the higher low here. Looks like a pretty steep one. So it looks like we're going to try to make that new high. think drawing the wider channel from this low doesn't really fit the script very much unless we draw it like this, which does kind of make sense, but it looks a little odd, right? Like that. You have this big gap down there then. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. We can put a blue line here as a possibility. Yeah, you can kind of see. You can put it there as a possibility. But I don't like how it just misses this whole chunk right there. So we're just going to let it roll. See what we get. And if you got questions, put them in the chat. Hopefully everyone has plans for the holidays. Hopefully everyone's having a good holiday season. I'm just hoping for snow. Looks like the mountain is finally opening by me. They got some good snow, it looks like. Let's see. All right, so see what we do at this high here. Zoom out for a second. All right. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta look at something real quick. Apologize for that. Just bear with me 1 moment. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to check something real fast. That's a new high. New high made, which we were expecting. Any questions? Quiet chat today. Quiet chat. I'll probably end early if there's not much else going on, because we got the Freedom Collective call coming up in about an hour for the school community. The other school call is tomorrow. Then we'll be back on Monday for another live stream on YouTube. Weird schedule right now just because of the holidays, but that's how it is. I'll give it another 20-30 seconds, see if any comments or questions come in, and then otherwise I'll wrap it up. Appreciate everyone spending some of their Monday morning with me, as always. Good to be back. I'm a little tired. I think I'm fighting off some sort of a cold. that started to happen from all the running around I was doing and stress of being during that storm and all that. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap up here. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have an amazing rest of the day. And I will see some of you in the Freedom Collective call in a little bit. And everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow in the school community. And then everyone besides that, I'll see you on YouTube on Monday. Have a great holiday. If I don't see any of you, have a great holiday. Hope everybody has an amazing time. Gets to spend some time with family, take some time off. Enjoy this time. You know, it's always good to enjoy time, taking a break from the market, just relaxing. It's important. So I will see you all soon.